What is up, guys, and welcome back to another TBC Classic, or I guess a Classic WoW video. Today I want to talk about the future of Classic WoW and TBC Classic, and basically just the future of Classic WoW as a whole, and where I think we'll be going from here. Seeing as Phase 2 of Classic TBC has just been announced, and it looks like we are going through TBC Classic at a rapid pace, I think now is the best time to bring this topic to light and talk about it, for reasons which will probably become clear throughout the video. So first of all, let's talk about the obvious thing first. We are obviously going to run through TBC in the content phases that have been planned, so we probably got about a year left of TBC. After that, I think it's pretty obvious that we will move into Wrath of the Lich King as well, because there's just no way Blizzard doesn't do that. But what about after Wrath? Is that going to be the end of the Classic WoW Saga? Do we reset? Do we keep playing Wrath forever? Do we move on to Cataclysm and Mist of Pandaria, and pretty much just keep recycling old expansions? Well, the way I see it, they have a couple of options. Option number one is that they can release a fresh Classic server sometime during TBC Classic, so people who would rather play Classic than TBC, or Vanilla Classic than TBC, gets the chance to do that instead of forcing themselves to play TBC the entire way until Wrath comes out. Based on the fact that Blizzard has even sent out surveys asking players about feedback on different things on fresh Classic servers, I would say this is a very likely thing to happen sometime during TBC Classic's lifespan, and I would even go as far as saying it will happen soon-ish, and maybe like a month into Phase 2, when people get bored of Phase 2 content. This would bring back a lot of players, as well as bring some life back to Classic WoW, because the Classic era realms are really not symbolic of the community that Classic WoW has around it. Classic WoW is built around there being a massive community, and you need to group up to do quests while leveling, and that just simply isn't possible on the Classic era realms. I think the Classic era realms turned out to be a shadow of what they were planned to be, and for vanilla content we really just need a restart. I also think it's almost guaranteed to happen at this point. It's only a question of when. Option 2 is that they can choose not to re-release Classic at all, which wouldn't make any sense at all, to be honest, so let's just scrap that one. Option 3 is that they would hold off on re-releasing Classic servers until after Wrath, so they get as many people as possible actually playing Wrath Classic, so they can min-max their cash shop and microtransactions, so they can make more money. But the only reason they would actually do that, like, I see this being less likely to happen, but if it does, it is only because of corporate greed and monetary reasons. So in that scenario, they would give us Wrath Classic, and then give us Classic Fresh after Wrath, just to capitalize on the monetary reasons behind Wrath Classic. But let's say we do continue into Wrath of the Lich King, and you also get a Classic Fresh sometime along the way. When do you think the best ending to the Classic Saga would be? I think a lot of people consider Vanilla, TBC, and Wrath to be the Classic era. Then anything after the Cataclysm happened is basically what sparked the new era of WoW, even though I have also heard that Wrath of the Lich King was also the beginning of the downtrend, but Wrath of the Lich King was also when WoW subscriptions was at its peak, so I guess you could say that Wrath of the Lich King was the peak, but also where the game started falling off, because it hit the peak. It just makes sense, the peak is the peak, you can't go further than the peak. But even in terms of non-subscriber numbers, a lot of people think the automated looking for group system in Wrath of the Lich King is also what started the entire automation system, and look at that as a negative thing. And I can't really blame them for that, because the LFG is ultimately, the LFG system is ultimately what sparked looking for raid, and I absolutely hate looking for raid. I kinda went off track there for a second, but my point is Wrath of the Lich King going to be the natural end to Classic WoW? I have heard people who actually want to experience a Mist of Pandaria Classic, as they did not play the game back then, and would genuinely like to play it again or actually try it out for the first time, and likewise, I would like to raid in Cataclysm again, because that was the first time I got into an actual raiding guild, and did some semi-hardcore raiding, so re-experiencing those raids in current content would be absolutely fantastic. All we can do is speculate at this point, but personally, as long as there is an interest in expansions past Wrath, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't do it. But obviously, if the vast majority wants to end the Classic Saga at Wrath, it also makes sense to end it at Wrath. As for fresh Classic servers, let's talk about those for a minute, as I am 99% sure they are coming out. Would you want those fresh Classic servers to stay vanilla forever, or would you want them to also progress into TBC at some point during their lifetime? Personally, I think simply playing the same vanilla character over and over and just do the same raids over and over would get kind of boring, but if we get some sort of seasonal system and /or challenge system involved, it could be great. You could, for example, have a seasonal realm or several seasonal realms where it was all about leveling as fast as possible and clearing content as fast as possible. Then you could also have separate realms that were Iron Man or hardcore realms, where if you died, your character would actually get deleted automatically, and you would have to start over. Those kind of built-in challenges and minigames could really spice things up if you ask me, and it could be a really nice way of breathing some fresh life into Classic WoW, instead of basically replaying the same game over and over. We already saw communities in-game that did these challenges in Classic WoW, and the hardcore community was so much fun to participate in, and if it was an actual built-in challenge on an actual hardcore realm, I think it could really take off and become super popular. I think we already know that they are planning to make some changes to a potential Classic relaunch, as per the survey they sent out, asking for feedback, where they, for example, mentioned faster experience rates to level, no world buffs in raids, increasing the debuff limit on raid bosses, and they also mentioned increasing gold rates for faster mounts and easier respeccing, as well as an increased rate of item drops to compensate for the faster experience rates and to gear up faster as well. And they also talked about summoning stones, a barber shop, and a potential black market auction house for vanity items, all of which could provide some quality of life changes to a potential relaunch of Classic WoW. As for fresh Classic servers, I think we'll be getting them sooner rather than later, and personally I can't wait to level up in Classic again. The leveling experience in Classic WoW is truly a wonderful experience, especially in a fresh environment where there's lots of people leveling up at the same time. Since we are getting towards the end of the video, I want to ask you guys a question as well. Do you think fresh Classic servers are coming, and if you do, when do you think they will be coming out? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you slap that like button and subscribe to the channel for more Classic WoW content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.